I do want to mention I really do like, the symbolism they brought to the cave, to the blah blah, to the table, right?
Oh, yeah. Like with the ice and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. Like, good stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So this is a weird episode. Because it feels
So,
like nothing happens.
which one is this? The one where they just kind of mope around for most of the episode?
I think it is.
I'm gonna kind of mope around for a while. Is this the one where Impamon checks in on the two kids?
No, that's the next one.
No.
This is the one where, like,
Oh.
Musayamon just shows up, this epic samurai Digimon, and, like, he starts forming, and, like, Henry's just, sitting with Terriermon. Terriermon's like, oh, hey, we have to fight, and Henry's like, no, no, let's not. This isn't our, like, thing to deal with. And
Oh,
then...
sorry. That did remind me of something from episode 10. Let me take a
Alright, yeah,
second.
that's fine.
I did like that in that instance, Henry realized that the only way to deal with the problem was to fight, and so he straight up sends Terriermon in to go fight.
Yeah.
But then he kind of just reverts on it immediately in this episode.
Yeah, like, I guess it's different when, like, it's like one of your friends is, like, actually there on the line, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Terriermon is like, I want to go fight it. Let me fight it.
Yeah, and Henry's like, no, don't. Like, you'll get in the way. And it turns out this is, like, the one time where it's, like, that mindset is actually, like, super on point. Because, yeah, the guys in suits at, like, Hypnos just send in, like, Yogg-Sothoth, I think it's called? Yugoth, yeah, Yugoth. Yogg-Sothoth's, like, the name of the, like, effing eldritch god or something.
Like a different Lovecraft thing.
Yeah, it's another Lovecraft thing that starts with the letter Y and has a bunch of G's in it.
I saw that. Something like that. Anyways, yeah, they activate Yugoth and it actually deals with the problem temporarily.
Yeah. And you actually get, like, to see it in, like, 2D animation for once, and it's like, okay, yeah, that works a lot better, actually.
Also, at Hypnos, they just hear a voice coming from, like, the ceiling for some reason, and it's Musayamon being, saying, like, I'll get my revenge on you.
Yeah, he's like, I'll get you, humans. Oh, I've got a grudge now. But yeah, like, Think did what it's intended to do for once.
Yeah. And then I think we cut to Takato and he's playing cards with his friends.
Yeah, and he's like showing off the cool combo he just figured out the other day, and there's like, oh man, it's so strong though.
Yeah,
And like,
apparently it was a really mind-blowing strategy because neither of Takato's friends, like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Flying quickly. Who would think of that?
I have to imagine like what mechanically means in the card game is like, I'd imagine like speed up is like an attack boost or something, like a boost your like stats, and like flight lets you like attack the other person directly or something, something like that.
Yeah,
Like
there's probably
some,
some
yeah.
mechanical depth to it that we don't understand.
Yeah, I imagine it's like, oh, you get around their defenses and boost your attack, and that lets him like win the game real easily.
Yeah, and then Takato is like, oh yeah, I can't lose to you guys now that I'm doing real Digimon fights. And
Yeah,
like,
I'm the best. I'm Takato.
yeah, and then Kazu and Kenta, I think his name is. They're like, what? It's real Digimon battles, and Takato's like, oh, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, there's like, oh, we'll fight you again the next day, alright? And they show up the next day at school, and he's like, oh, hey, Takato, you won't beat me this time. And they like play cards, and Takato loses, and he's like, I don't understand.
Yeah. And then Kazu's just like, ha, maybe it's just a fluke. And Takato flies off the handle about that, and he's like, no, okay, this is nothing, you stupid little card game. I fight real Digimon. And they're like, yeah, alright, show us a real Digimon.
Yeah, show us your Digimon, man.
Yeah, alright, fine. And then he does, kinda.
Yeah. So basically, like, he shows them Guilmon, and it just scares the crap out of them because it sneezes and it's loud.
Yeah, they don't even see Guilmon. They just see like his eyes, and then he like does the sneeze, and that's enough to scare them off.
Yeah. But yeah, so like,
Ugh.
meanwhile, Musayamon just comes back, and he's like, "Oh hey, I'll get you, humans." And we're skipping over a lot of just Rimon just, going around talking to people. Cause
Yeah.
there's a lot of, yeah.
I think this episode is where she contacts Henry.
Yeah, she like goes off and like talks to Henry, which is, a nice scene I want to point out.
Yeah, because Henry seems like he's the kid with his head on his shoulders the most.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine with like Terriermon because we're friends and that's what being a partner means to us, but like, you and Rika are different, so you should like find your own answers, because this probably isn't gonna work for you.
Yeah, that's what I really appreciate, is like Henry understands that like being a partner doesn't mean the same thing to everybody.
Yeah, he's like, you have to like find your own way. You have to like, go over this like on your own, and I can try to help you a bit, but like my advice isn't gonna like apply to everything. I don't know what's going on.
My way might not necessarily actually help you.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But yeah, so like Ron goes off and just starts like, going around looking for, our people some more and stuff. And like Musayama just shows up and he's like, oh hey look, I'm gonna kill this kid with my samurai sword.
Yeah, a little girl chases a balloon in the digital field.
Yeah, I feel like I have some questions about that. Cause like, my assumption, was that like, oh, the fog is so that, you can't get in unless you know how to do the thing. But no, apparently,
shit.
like, yeah.
The fog is just a side effect of the digital field.
Apparently anyone can just wander into, like, the fog or, like, the digital field and all this stuff just at any moment at all. And, like, being a tamer has nothing to do with it. And, people just happen to not go in there when a fight's breaking out.
Yeah, especially when it occurs over, like, a busy street.
Yeah, so, like, I understand the logic, kind of, because it's like, oh, this at least, like, obscures what's happening to the public, but this is...
Somebody does say, like, I can't even see the traffic lights.
Yeah, this feels like a weird way to hide Digimon.
Yeah, but like I was talking about earlier, they kind of hand wave a lot of it.
Yeah, like, it works well enough, it's fine, but it's like, oh, I guess, like, any random Joe could just walk in and see Guilmon just shooting fireballs then, right?
Yeah, well, I think the bigger concern is that there are way bigger things than Guilmon or Musayamon.
They could have just anyone could just stumble into here, and they could see, like, an effing gun rabbit, like, uppercutting a samurai with his, like, gun fist.
Yeah, which makes more sense to me with his signature move, Dum Dum Uppercut.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really understand that it was, like, he fires his gun while doing the uppercut.
Yeah, while jumping with his rabbit string.
Yeah. I still think it's kind of a silly signature move, but
Yeah.
I get it. He's got, like, with those big metal gun cylinders on the end of his arms, he, like, swinging those around is very likely to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, like...
Just actually firing while you do it.
Yeah, I should probably like the animation in this episode's a bit rough.
Yeah.
Like, even the stills at times are kind of like, yeah, you can tell they're like, this isn't like a big priority for them.
Yeah,
Just in the image on screen right now, like, Musaimon specifically looks like extra rough.
Yeah, he looks like he's mostly like colored in line art.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to justify it because there aren't a lot of like really, really nice looking scenes in this show. Like the nicest scenes are probably I guess that would be the explanation. Is the nicest scenes visually are the ones where there's not a lot happening.
Yeah, like
Renamon and Impmon talking to each other at sunset, or like whatever.
Yeah, like I want to like restate this because I did mention this before. That's like this show has some really great stills that look really solid and like really good, but it's like Digimon designs are effing complicated, so yeah, you have to make use of those stills however you can. And sometimes you can't get a good shot of it. Like, sometimes stuff just happens.
Yeah, there's stuff like Musaimon isn't even, like, he's not symmetrical. He's got different details on his left and right.
Yeah.
Also, there's a scene I forgot to bring up that I like, and it's that Impmon shows up. I think it happens in 11. Impmon shows up after hearing that Terriermon won't fight from Renamon. And he's like, oh, Terriermon won't fight? I'll go pick on him. And so he's like hanging out in the tree and yelling at him and calling him names and whatever. And Henry's just like, oh, it's Impmon, just ignore him. And then they just start walking away. And Impmon's still yelling from the tree, and he's like, don't lay a hand on him. And Impmon's like, alright, fine, I'll attack. He throws a fireball, and then Terriermon turns around and blows him away, like, across the horizon. And Henry's like, I told you not to do that. And Terriermon says, you told me not to lay a hand on him.
I did say ain't about ears.
Yeah, he used this attack.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he makes direct contact with Terrier Tornado, or what do they call it? The Petite Twister?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, technically he didn't touch him.
Yeah. And like Henry's just like, yeah, whatever, that's fine.
I just like that Impmon didn't take into account that Terriermon just wouldn't listen.
I do want to mention, just real quick, like, loud lawnmower sounds are happening outside. So I was glanced over, and, like, Cat is poking his head out to see what the noise is. But he's also not wanting to come closer because, like, human.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
Alright,
so... Try to hold out your hand to pet him, but don't force it. It can take like a month for a cat to get used to a new place.
Yeah. Like, you say that, but this ain't Radar. These cats are not that, like, affectionate.
Neither was Radar at first. I'm just sad, like, this is stuff I looked up because I was concerned because Radar, like, didn't want it to have anything to do with me or anything in my apartment for like a month or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, because, like, now it's like, whenever you go to, like, just touch Radar, like, he'll just run up to you, he'll, like, just shove his face into your hand, like, he's the most affectionate cat I've ever met.
Well, I've had him for I think I've had him for at least a year at this point. He's used to the place.
Wow, really? That long, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess that is right. Yeah.
I think it's been roughly a year.
Man, that's weird to look back at, because, like, I've been, like, editing the Danganronpa episodes and getting them out finally after, like, just so long. And, like, yeah, I just got to egg the episode where it's like Radar first shows up. And yeah, that's kind of, like, weird to look back at.
Yeah, shoot, we were still doing Danganronpa when I got him.
Yeah. Okay, I finally got through that trial, and, you know, now it's getting to, like, the final one at long last.
Yeah, I still can't believe that you hadn't uploaded those.
There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
I will put, like, it's currently on, like, 164 or some crap.
Uh-huh.
And, like, there's still, like, 3 streams left.
Oh, wow.
This was, like, super far behind me, and you don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that it was still on, like, the Kaito and Kokichi trial.
Yeah. Man, I still need to make, like, the final opening for that, because I want to just keep up with the tradition, right?
Yeah. I actually looked at the one for that, for the end of that trial or whatever, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Your editing on the intro.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to get back on topic.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't know, do we want to get back on topic?
I mean, we should where were we? Gargamon beats Musayamon.
Yeah, like, I kind of wish I'd make a better deal out of it, but it's like, it really is just like Musayamon tries to kill a kid, and then Guilmon goes in to help, and Takao, like, he uses way too many option cards, and Guilmon can't handle it.
Yeah, I was actually just remembered that. It's Takato does learn a lesson, and it's that his strategy of just throwing things out and hoping it works isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, you have to
And
actually
also-
pre-plan and stuff.
Yeah, and also that, like, his plan of speed plus wings isn't gonna solve every situation.
Yeah, which, yeah, I do like that. I think that's a good lesson for him.
Yeah. But also, I think it would have worked if, like, speed plus wings was his first go-to thing.
Yeah. It wasn't the solution to this problem.
Yeah, like he overloaded Guilmon, and so by the time he got to that strategy, Guilmon was, like, confused.
Yeah. Like, you know what would have, like, really solved this, like, really easily? Just like, oh yeah, Musayamon's, like, better at close range than Ice Devimon was. So yeah, he, like, tries to, like, shoot at him, and he just knocks him aside, and he's like, yeah, I'm faster than that. And it's like, oh, he's too fast, we need something that's, like, super strong to break through that. And he starts shoving our cards, and it just doesn't work because he's overloading them and stuff.
Yeah. Musayamon is able to deflect bullets for a short amount of time, I think.
Yeah, bullets that he previously was, like, tanking seemingly just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Henry, like, evolves, you know, Terriermon because we have to save this child. And he just starts shooting, and get to a point where he, like, just, you know, machine gun bunny uppercut. And it just finishes him off.
Yeah, if there's one thing that'll cut through Henry's hardcore pacifism is, oh, he's going to kill that child.
We literally have to do stuff. There's no way around it.
Terriermon, do your thing. Terriermon's probably thinking, finally. Of all the... Weirdly enough, Terriermon's probably up there with Renamon in the category of wanting to fight.
Yeah, like, Terriermon's an aggressive mother effer.
Heck, so's Guilmon. Guilmon likes to fight, too. Like, Guilmon detects a Digimon, and he, like, in previous instances, his eyes go all, like, dilated. Not dilated. Whatever. His eyes contract, I think, is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, his pupils dilate is what you mean.
Dilate means get big.
Oh, right, yeah, contract would be the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh yeah, like, I think in this episode he smells or like senses the Digimon, and he runs off without a word.
Yeah. Also, I do want to apologize real quick that it's like, oh yeah, lawnmower sounds are happening.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I may not talk for a bit because the noise would be really bad.
Yeah. It's fine. I've had it be like that here too. It's like, oh, let's do lawn work today.
Yeah. I think that's really all that happens in this episode, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like the next one's like, you know, I don't want to say it's like the one where things happen, but it's like it's more interesting at least.
It's kind of where I thought the Ice Devimon episode went.
Yeah.
In that Rika and Renamon ultimately affect each other a little more.
Oh yeah, I do apologize, like at the end of like episode 11, like that's when effing like, you know, they beat Musayamon, like the fog clears, and that's when effing like, you know, Yamaki, I think his name is? Yeah, the guy in the suit.
Yeah, Hypnos guy.
Yeah, he just like sees them, you know, just running off with their Digimon. He's like, ah, there's the kids.
You know what? Yamaki sounds right.
Yeah, Yamaki. Yeah, that's right, yeah. That sounds good, at least.
Or it's probably Yamaki. Anyways, I'm not sure how to say his name.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, he pulls up in his car and he's like, oh, look, this kid's running away with Digimon.
Yeah, and so he's like, alright, time to stalk these children.
Time to look really creepy.
Oh my gosh.
And it's funny because, like, having seen the show, it's like, okay, he doesn't mean any ill intent, but it's like, it looks really bad.
Like, they play up, like, him being so menacing in this episode.
Yeah. The like I said, the scene that really pushes it for me is when he's standing outside the school gates, just staring at the building, flipping his lighter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Like, you see a bit of him just standing outside the bakery and, like, the bread's, like, reflected in his glasses.
Yeah, he's stalking Takano to where he lives.
And he's just like, you know, gives some weird speech like, oh yeah, like, this is a power that should not exist in the world, so should it cease to exist by us destroying it, then, you know, that means there's no problem at all, because it's never been a thing, right? And he's like, you know, like, about to do an evil laugh or something. Just very directly like, oh yeah, we should murder those Digimon.
Jerry shows up and then he does the most suspicious thing you could do in that situation, and that's run.
I want to see, like, is that shot, but it's like someone adds in like a different angle, and it's just him running down the street, like, past everyone else. Just random onlookers are just watching him just run away from as like this random epic child chases after him.
Oh man. Realistically, he probably got in a vehicle and drove off, which is why I almost called him Lee, which isn't inaccurate, but we're going with English names, which is why Henry chases him. Or loses him.
Huh?
He gets in a vehicle, so Henry loses him.
Yeah. But yeah, so...
Sorry, I'm trying to fill air while...
Sorry. Speaking of that, I'm losing air because I'm coughing because of allergies, and there are loud noises outside.